Welcome to the show. When people hear economics, they often think of money or Wall Street. But economics is much broader, isn't it? Could you clarify what economics really studies?
Absolutely. Economics is fundamentally the study of how individuals, businesses, and societies allocate scarce resources to satisfy unlimited wants. It's about choices, whether that's deciding how to spend your paycheck or how a government funds healthcare versus defense.
So it's really about decision-making. I've heard economics described as the science of scarcity. Can you give us an analogy to help everyone visualize this concept?
Think of a pizza with only 8 slices but 10 hungry friends. Economics analyzes how those slices get divided, perhaps by need, by negotiation, or even by auction. The point is, resources are limited, and choices must be made about who gets what and why.
That brings us to a key distinction in the field. There's microeconomics, focusing on individuals and firms, and macroeconomics, which looks at entire economies. How do these perspectives differ in practice?
Great question. Microeconomics zooms in on specific markets, like why the price of coffee rises, or how a family budgets monthly expenses. Macroeconomics, on the other hand, examines broad trends such as unemployment rates, national income, or inflation across a whole country.
Would it be fair to say micro is like studying the trees, and macro is like viewing the forest? And how do these areas interact?
That's a perfect analogy. Decisions made by individuals and firms, the trees, collectively influence national trends, the forest. For example, if millions of people cut back on spending, a recession could result. The feedback loop is constant. Macro conditions also affect the micro level.
Let's dive deeper into a core principle: supply and demand. It's often called the heartbeat of economics. Could you break down how this mechanism works? Perhaps with a real-world example?
Certainly. Imagine the market for winter coats. When a cold snap hits, demand spikes. But if manufacturers can't increase supply quickly, prices rise. Conversely, if there's a warm winter, unsold coats lead to price cuts. This dynamic balance determines what goods cost at any given moment.
Are there situations where this classic model fails? For instance, in the case of essential medicines, can supply and demand truly dictate prices?
Excellent point. In some cases, like life-saving drugs, standard supply and demand doesn't apply neatly. Government intervention, patents, and ethical concerns all play a role. For example, insulin prices in the US have soared not just due to demand, but because of market structures and limited competition.
Now, as we wrap up, let's explore how economic principles shape our daily lives. Can you share some practical examples where understanding economics can help individuals make better decisions?
Absolutely. Even simple choices, like whether to rent or buy a home, involve economic reasoning, considering opportunity costs, interest rates, and long-term trade-offs. On a broader scale, understanding inflation helps people plan savings and investments more wisely.
And for businesses, economic insights can guide everything from pricing strategies to hiring decisions, right?
Exactly. Firms rely on economic forecasts to anticipate consumer demand, set budgets, and plan expansions. Even governments use economics to craft policies on taxes or social programs, weighing costs and benefits to maximize societal welfare.